just let it flag up there. So Nidam Bahia, because obviously she needs to know all this information to move on. I know she's online, so just see if she comes on. I'm not quite sure. It's 11 minutes past 2 here in the UK on the 1st of October. Amber has just arrived, so I can get on. I just want to actually wrap up yesterday. It is yesterday by Midnight Strikes, because it's going to coincide with tomorrow, and it's really important that I finish this in the live series that I've done today, because something unusual happened again today. And obviously we were expecting Andrew to be here tonight to do this live, and I'm glad it didn't happen for other reasons that I'll discuss later, really. However, I was sitting here and a stone went in my window, and it was Jamie, who is the father of the baby with the case that went on today. And he had something on his mind and he wanted to ask me outright, and he was like, do you mind if I talk to you? He said, did you set up the phone situation today? I said, no, Jamie, I didn't. He said, it has bugged me all afternoon. And he said, it's going to be, everybody's going to think that you and Josie set that up for you to go in the room. It really wasn't that case. I rang Josie because I didn't even know she was in the meeting. I knew she had a meeting coming up, but she doesn't tend to know, because I have always said to her, I don't mind going and knocking. And she's like, no, don't. It's going okay. Funny enough, today the shit hit the fan, and I'm glad I was there. And Jamie said, I'm so glad you were there today. I'm thankful that you said what you said, and thank you for doing what you did. And obviously that he understood the situation that I put myself in to do that for them today, being that this is my home turf, this is where I live, this is where I buy my toilet roll, it's where I go shopping, it's where I walk around my town, it's where my children were born, it's where I base, per se. So anyway, any Portsmouth people want to join me shutting the two roads down on this side? It's a straight run through road outside the courts, yeah. So I would like Cole Grant to come and visit and have a bit of an Empowerment Monday outside Portsmouth courts and kick it off with me and get as many people coming down and helping families in the court. That then means that we bring the drums. It also means that we bring the zebras. This zebra used to like playing with the zebra crossings. We have a beautiful zebra crossing here in Portsmouth. It's so nice, and it's a corner that I just need people to give me a little bit of help, because if my kids go around the steps, it takes them straight to the road, and it's a road where it's buses, bang, it's fast vans, bang. So just to explain something on Portsmouth, if anybody understands maps, Portsmouth is an island. You come in, then you come into this road where it goes this way, and it take you up to the sides, down the sides of the course. But it's a big roundabout that it's off, which is an adjacent to the A3 and the motorways and everything out there. He's fucking busy on this roundabout, like busy. It would bring it to a media proper. No blackout. Couldn't stop it. Couldn't. But what I want to do is I want to bring something that I need you to start outside your magistrate. No, it has to be the family courts. Sorry, it has to be the family courts and do this up. I want you to create a family circus day outside your courts. One is taking the mickey, because you're calling the courts, as we do, Mickey Mouse circus. But what you're saying is, if it's family, let's bring a family standard. Because if it's family, then it should be family friendly. So let's make it family friendly, right? Outside the family courts. That's going to include face painting, that's going to include clowns, that's going to include acrobatics, free runners. I have my guy here already. Don't forget, I'm part of Street Monkeys. My boys have been part of Street Monkeys. Aaron was part of Street Monkeys. So my body won't quite let me street monkey it. However, I can go, and all the other ones. I can't do the one that I really do. It's another one. But Street Monkeys isn't about noise. Street Monkeys is about jumping roofs, taking things. Portsmouth Council know that I know, and they know that they put a new roof in. They actually shut the roof down to resurface and rebuild the roof directly over the top of the magistrate courts. It's been checked, fixed. Scaffolding's been taken down, but it's been done. Nice and secure for you. We need to call it here in Portsmouth. We need to bring Empowerment Mondays. We need to bring Fathers for Justice. We need to bring new Fathers for Justice. We need to bring Human Worth. We need to bring NAPA. We need to bring Forced Adoption Exposed. We need to bring Scott. We need to bring Screaming Children to be heard. Rest in peace, Maggie. Andy's taken that. We need to bring all of these partitions and branches of the tree and root ourselves right outside the family courts. It's a beautiful place to do it. And it's going to shut right outside and across the road immediately. The front door. Oh, Lord. There's two. There's a front door that way. And then there's a side door right on the corner where the traffic lights are. One is the University Media Building, which is the one right on the side of the traffic lights. And the one adjacent where my free runners will literally go straight across and straight to where that door is, because there's a couple of bars. There's a BT hub down there, so you've got internet all day. You can live, you can use my password, it's no problem. Is the Department of Performing Arts. How can the Lord not be in this? And then, of course, that road adjacently goes literally a nice little walkway. You see the clock tower, it takes you immediately outside the Civic Hall. And then you've got the council thing. So what I want to start doing is building up probably a late night Empowerment Mondays, maybe, I don't know, or a morning or whatever. And I want to also bring churches down on a Sunday. So Amber's now understanding the concept of a schedule. I guess Amber has never lived by a schedule. If you went to school, you were on a schedule. This is my schedule. It's the Lord's schedule. So anyway, he says the time is now. It's Portsmouth. Set precedents. Have some fun. Do it outside your own as well. And if we can have one address from every city, county, doodah across the UK. And if we can Empowerment Monday, family friendly, good energy, good vibrations, lots of you know what I mean? Anyway. Hit umboha, hit umboha, hit umboha, umboha, oa, eh. South Africans would know what that means. And I think a couple of other things. Yeah, it's a passage of freedom. You'd have to watch the film in The Power of One. Oh, it's my beautiful film. Beautiful, my favourite, absolute favourite. Power of One is my all-time favourite film. So anyway, been here with Jamie while JC's been with her grandmother, funny enough today. I talk quite publicly at the moment about this because I feel as a person of public, and certainly from the places that I'm standing for, Josie's had too much abuse by Portsmouth Council. Josie hasn't discussed with me the level of abuse that she suffered within the council hands as yet, who's been involved, who's what. I need to be careful because I don't know whether it puts her in a vulnerable position, that it puts her into the hands of other people, or whether it's the people's hands she's in. all children change social workers just as much as us adults do, that we see with them. Do you know what I mean? They change just as much as it changes with us. Changes per different stage. It's called niching, because don't forget, they pay VAT. I can't believe she said that to me. That is just fucking ironic. Give us a sec. I have spoken to Andrew. He was absolutely knackered. He's coming round tomorrow, hopefully, before he leaves. And oh, bless his cotton socks. I mean, the man has walked from like doodah and doodah, and then he's literally just finished, and he's gone for tea, and he's just gone. So to get a proper interview out of him would have been absolutely crazy. So I'm looking forward to it. But 11 o'clock, I see Graham in the morning. And guess what Kelly's doing at 2 o'clock tomorrow? The only problem I've got, guys, is my phone doesn't work. So after Graham's been here, I'm hoping Liam has paid me back the 40 quid he borrowed off me. So tomorrow 40 quid, which means I can get petrol, which means I can take Graham to do his morning ritual, because every morning after 11 o'clock, Graham walks all the way from this end of Southsea, all the way down to north end of Southsea to check the home that his property is in, which we are going to get on the 3rd of October. Hopefully we have all the right people and all the right people in places to sort this. I'm going to be helping him with the passport that was taken from him with the person who has his partner's home and the 45,000 in that. We're going to be going down. It's not going to be this time. I do believe that he's getting a bus back, so I don't need to do the drive. Do we have FBA horses? We need horses. No, we've got the Queen's fucking horses. I wonder how the Queen's horses are looked after, to be honest. Do you reckon they're whipped, stripped? Should we have an investigation into the Queen's royal horses? That's a lot of training to do that on a daily basis. And I know because I ride wild horses. So, you know, that's a lot of training to get a horse to stand to, you know, that level. That's a lot of positive, negative reinforcement to get a horse to do that. So they'd be curious. What's been going on with these horses? Maybe we should be a little bit curious and have an investigation into these horses. They do look beautiful, though. They do look beautiful. I don't see, but mind you, they wear a lot of heavy stuff. So maybe what's under that heavy stuff on them horses? Let's see. Let's lift these horses things up. So. Not many horses around here, and it's very difficult to have horses around here, and the reason is it's all stony and it's all concrete. I would not advise any horse to be down here. Simple as that. No. Could you have a donkey sanctuary down here? Yes, you can. The perfect thing about where it is here is the police station is now closed. I want this for the winter. I want some form of either to use it as an experiment, bringing the homeless off the streets. I'd actually like to use it a bit more like an office to bring everybody's paperwork in. And then across the way, there is a glass house that I want as the advocate and legal teams. Then there is this whole following setup here around Portsmouth. I want Bloody Joe's, your Mozzarella Joe's. That's mine. That's been mine since I was a baby, for fuck's sake. At the end of the day, don't forget I have a history and a mystery here as well. So there's been a penguin sitting down at the hovercraft since I first ever came back down here with Dean. And so, yeah. I think Dean's going for Cafe de Mar again. He's building up for it. So hopefully he goes. So, and I Rocket Defected Records, giving a hits up to date Defected Records. If you don't know who Defected Records are, then connect up, see if you like their music. If you don't, do, and keep an eye out on Ninja Tunes, and you might see a few singles, albums being released out there, which is, I don't know what name he's going to come under, though. This is the funny thing. He's been like DS23. I don't know. Oh, fuck. When I wrote his CV, he's come under so many names. I mean, his graffiti names. he's been anonymous for so many years. This is strange as heck for him. So it's been a right journey. Like, seriously, like when cameras come in his face, he like knocks him out. He actually put a post out on it. Well, it was a like that he follows of one of the other artists, and it was basically saying that she realised it was her post, and she'd actually written it was really beautiful, actually, with another post, and he actually took the time to not just like it, but actually to retweet it. So for Dean sitting on a phone with pretty much like no internet, that's like, that's heavy, that's heavy. And it basically said that she realised that she wasn't actually shy, she just realised that she'd been dealing with the trauma of her childhood. And for Dean to finally understand that the reason when he DJs or dances or does his art that he bolts. Don't forget when he does his graffiti, he has his backpack on and he has to run from police and shit like that anyway. And he's going to face a lot of criminal charges when this comes out. Let's hope the public get behind it, because it would be really, really, really funny if the whole Banksy team got fucking jail time when it all comes out. Do you know what I mean? Oh, that's so dope. Oh, could you imagine when the Banksy team finally get outed, right? That, like, that the potential of them all doing jail time is actually significantly high, because it's not, even though, like, even though when they put the perspex over and it's by the council and they protect it, right? And that's on all art that's out on the streets that they do that. It doesn't necessarily mean it's agreed with per se. And by them doing that, they're actually protecting it. Council are doing the crew a massive big favour, because, like, this gets ripped off by top-notch galleries. Do you know what I mean? They go in and steal their graffiti. All street artists. I mean, what people forget is I'm in the skateboarding world. I'm in the street art world. I'm in the street dance world. I'm in free running world. I'm in the political world. I'm in the medical world. I'm in the education world. Blah 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 blah. Music world, theatre world. Blah 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 blah. What world have I not sort of dabbled or fingers in or pies? When you're a coach, it's really great, because it's not your dream that you're enabling to come true, it's somebody else's, and you get to watch this whole co-creation go on, and hold firm with somebody while they're, you know, taking responsibility and holding accountability, and standing firm in their storm while they make that transition. And it's really beautiful, because you see them go through so many changes, so many different things. And, like, I mean, it's so amazing watching it with Graham, like, because Graham is just so humble, and but he believes it's like dealing with Scrooge. I feel like Scrooge is at my front door, and Scrooge is actually coming and saying, like, you know, come on. He's it's yeah, it's really beautiful. But the challenge that I've got is I'm a rogue, and because I don't get paid for anything that I do, people don't quite understand me. And I don't ever sit down with people and discuss who I am, what I do, what I can do for you. I just do what I do. And sometimes I get photographs, sometimes I get postcards, sometimes I get, you know, it might just be a birthday card that comes through with just a photograph of, like, where they are and what they're doing. Or, you know, sometimes, you know, we connect on Facebook and I occasionally see something that, and I don't tend to like the really personal stuff. I tend to sort of stay out of people's personal lives on Crackbook. But I do think it's really sweet when I, like, see pictures. I can't wait to hold Josie's baby. I've got such a connection to this little girl, like, already, like, and it's going to be so healing because of what happened on the 13th of December 2013. Not 12 when my kids were taken, but when baby P was taken in 2013. You know, I left the hospital to go and join everybody in London, and then next minute, you know, the parents were rushed to court. They weren't allowed back in the building. There was 20 police officers stopping them going back in. And, you know, London and Liverpool as well. You know, Liverpool had people in the corridor. I stood my ground. You know, but I got a wedding invitation to that as well. I do believe that they're not together now, but I got a wedding invitation. I didn't go in the end because of everything that happened with Hayden's death and Dean and all that sort of stuff. So I didn't go. But to hold that little boy in my arms the way that I did in that hospital and said, gave him to his family. That's where he stands. And nobody argued with me. And knowing that he is, it's a bit crazy though, because how do you know whether these children get the best future that they could have, if that makes sense? And if somebody wants to give somebody's child a chance at a future because parents can't financially afford to do something, then why take it from the family? Why don't you just sponsor that particular, like my friend out here who on a Monday, Friday, on a Friday. Oh, let's hope it's not Monday, does it? No, Friday, on a Friday. My friend travels all the way up from Bordon, just a couple of doors up from where my nan and where I grew up, and is part of the Portsmouth community, Portsmouth Football Club in the community as well. And oh my goodness, does that mean I'm gonna have to start wearing fucking football jackets? Oh, I'll get free tickets, by the way. Does anyone want to go and watch Portsmouth? Sorry, you can have them. I'll take it. So I'm going to watch Portsmouth game. I get free tickets. So I don't even know if they're still playing. The season finished. I wouldn't have a clue. I'm a qualified football coach, but I don't follow it. I only did it for the kids. So yeah, Jamie's quite blown away at the moment by God, co-symbioticness, the universe, how things are working around him. Funny enough, guess who he then went and actually spent the evening with? But only, my homeless friend, Alan. And he said, do you know what? To just sit down on the bench and finally just be able to talk to somebody about everything that's going on, because as a father that's going through this, there isn't any support for them, and there either is support for the mother because they're supporting the mother, or they're being nasty to the mother and the father has to sit and watch all this going on. I listened to a guy say that he couldn't believe that they would criticise him over something so small, that when Josie had been in their care, when he met them, that she was on the streets. In the situation that she was in. Okay, she's in a hostel, but it is a hostel. He's out on the streets. He stays there 3 days a week. But she doesn't do anything. She was doing so a lot of she when she found out she was pregnant, she stopped like the main base stuff. I don't know what base. I've got to be careful with these words because they've got different words for different drugs, and I'm not a drug, specialist per se. She's still smoking cannabis, still smoking normal fags. She stopped drinking. She's very anti-drinking while pregnant. But she stopped smoking weed. She's pretty much, drifting on the fags. She doesn't punch people out now when they confront her. She still is I call her Josie John. I love it. She's like Josie John. She like walks around. But the difficulty is in this hostel that she lives in. She's fucking pregnant, right? And she has people, Josie, I need a word with you, yeah. And it's like, come on, Josie, just don't go there, because Josie is one of them ones. You want a word with me, mate? Have a word with my fist. And when you're pregnant, that's not very easy to deal with. But she's had to be like that because she's been in foster care since she was 4. She's been passed from pillar to post, abused, out on the streets, lived her life. She's 17. So since she was 4 to 17, and then obviously, come on, the girl was smoking weed at 4 with her father. and you don't want to take direct action with me, is this the life you want for your kids? It's not the life I want for Aaron and Faith. Placement breaking down left, right, and centre. It's happening to them all. Apart from the ones that get to go to private school, but they get abused too. Come on, guys, please. I'm not XR. I don't stand with XR. I go because I learn from anybody and everybody, and I quite like being a Trojan horse in this. Does XR come out of me? Yes, of course it does. Of course it does. I know Roger very well, and many others, and Gail and all that. Of course I do. They're in fucking Brighton, for God's sake. Where do you think I spend most of my time? When I'm out on the roads, when I was with Dean. You know, don't forget, Dean's a black bloc protester, so he's been a black bloc protester since he was like 13. Another story of another child, another boy in foster care. The perpetrator comes in their room at night. The boys got raped. Dean ran out the window. Dean ran away. The others didn't. Too many stories, too many. I'm not talking about kids that are out. I mean, for fuck's sake, come on. You know the book that's coming out from the girl who's... I don't know if I can release this information, so I need to just tell it differently, actually, so I won't connect the dots just yet. But, you know, child taken into foster care with a very, very strict family. Very, not strict, but the kids went to school, studied, blah, 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 blah. Pregnant. Kids pregnant in foster care. That wouldn't have happened in their home. It's like Liam wouldn't have become a dad if this hadn't have happened to us either. So basically, I'm going to be meeting at the hub. I'm going to start building at the cafe. I'm going to literally start having my schedule for me here in Portsmouth. I've told Dean now that when he's back here with, you know, at home, I can't just jump in the car and go off and do stuff now. It's time frame, schedule. I'm going to make a commitment to Portsmouth. I'm not going to be travelling all the way around. I'm going to be here in Portsmouth. And I'm asking for somebody for family court stuff. We lost a great man, by the way, Martin Judd, back in 2000. Well, we were running together 2014. We formed the family court reform or something, justice something. Obviously, Martin died of a broken heart. He got his contact back working with me, and then all of a sudden it just fucked up again. I think he wasn't well as well, so we still don't know. It's the problem with all of this, you never know, do you? So I've lost so many people, do you know what I mean? There's a load of people I'd love to know. I've disconnected so many times with taking my pages down and deleting my pages and restarting because I get so overloaded because people, I'm one person to you, but and a lot of people, you're not out there doing it, do you know what I mean? But like, from my point of view, there's a fucking lot of you, and that's like putting me in the spotlight with light shining in my fucking eyes and everybody wanting to talk to me and tatter and chatter and it just creates white noise for me, and it's really difficult, which is why I like it on Crackbook, because One of the reasons that I don't like to do workshops, seminars and events and all that sort of stuff, and even have to be somewhere on time at someone's time account and be paid to be there, is because my body's just not that reliable. Which is why I also have to be self-employed. Self-employed VAT, here we go again. It's all about the VAT. Can people please remember that Jesus came to turn the table temples over? We still live under the Babylon state, and actually we the people need to turn the table temples over. Yes, yes, that's what we're here to do. 10%, 10% tithing, 10%, yes. Hence why I keep taking 10% from people. Actually, I don't take, they offer me 10% of everything that, you know, I work with them on. That's how it rolls, that's how it works. So, and I always pay £10 minimum now. So, told you, it's set a new standard for Great Britain. Anyway, I had a conversation downstairs because at night time I always chat to like the Stony Bonds kids out the front, right? And there's a couple of them that are really like cat kids that you can tell that they also do like crack smacking it as well. And it's really sad. I've got all the teeth. These are kids that are growing up on the streets. You wouldn't notice because they're always on bikes, and a lot of foster care kids end up in drug smuggling, drug trafficking, drug running, as it's called. Runners, that's basically what they are, but they're not runners, they're on bikes. And because they're on bikes, you would never ever assume that they're homeless. And they basically sofa surf and stay in places and stay well off the fucking grid, mate. You know, if the police caught them, knew them, they know they get just dragged back to the fucking homes again and blah, 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 blah. Some of them, the times they do. And if they don't come back to the homes, then the law basically arrests them and takes them to an institution. They're not interested in the fact that they're running drugs. They're just interested in the fact that they're inconvenienced, that the judge has ordered that they need to be returned to the care home. Within the squats as well, there's quite a lot of children. Some of them knowingly wanting to live in this environment, but when there's two different types of squats, like there's squats where it's all like very artistic and it's all artists that are pretty much living in squats, and then there's squats because it's a squalor. There's a difference between a squat and a squalor. In fact, copyrights, by the way, copyright here and now, Amber jumping on it, fuck as fuck, quick as fuck. That's what I'm going to call it. And do a video on the difference between squats and squalors. So copyrights go to me, name and claim it. Every seed that comes out of them words is mine, and 10% tithing, as always. And I will have the equipment to do this shit soon, so it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. So I don't want to stay on for a full hour tonight. I'm actually going to crack it. It's just gone over half an hour. I've done enough live in today, and it's like 2:45 here in the UK. Fuck knows what time it is over in Trinidad where with Amber up, because then she's got to upload this and then put it out on Twitter to keep it as live as, because the problem is I need to be in as real time as possible. One, it protects me from, we all know Jill Dando got killed for less than what I do. So, Cole Grant, please, will you start coming down to shut down the winter for Empowerment Mondays? We won't do the whole winter unless you, obviously you've got, well, actually it's up to everybody if you want to do the whole winter. With it, what we could do in that area is have a bit of a soup kitchen for those that are out on the homeless streets, do you know what I mean? So I need somebody to come and take this court with me. I don't know what the laws are on this particular area. I do believe over at the Civic Hall, we are allowed to protest. So I also want, in fact, on Saturdays, when Don't Hate Feel Your Plate is on, I want to be on the other side with my megaphone, mate, talking about third-party fucking false claiming community. Ain't hating, mate, just restoring balance. So anyway, guys, yet again, I'm just going to remind you on every live, you should be working on your genealogy. In fact, what I'm going to do on the end of each live, because the more I heal and the quicker I come in and the more, trying to see the level of the pile of this fucking clothes I've got to go to. I've got to be in paperwork this week. It's a weekday. I'm not in weekend mode. Weekend mode is this sort of stuff, and then week mode is that stuff. So that is now shoved on the fucking chair, and I won't touch that now until the weekend again. I might try and get little bits done in the evening when it's like, you know, boys to bed. I'll just like tea time things. But it's not as easy in a 1-bedroom flat to have that sort of routine. So, oh, we've charged this stuff. Anyone want to do any ironing? Not just ironing, that is all. Oh, and filing cabinet over there. And of course the Lord is strapped to my back on my wall all the way, and it looks really beautiful out there when this is up. So anyway, yeah, that's all. Like, we've just come out of season, so I've literally just emptied all of the stuff. And also people give me things, and some things fit, some things don't fit. I'll collect, because I do car boots as well every Sunday. I don't like Sunday car boots. I want my Saturday car boots, because I don't like Sunday car boots. I want Saturday car boots to encourage people that not go to the shop, but to come down to the car boots. So it's coming into winter. It is so fucking cold here. I will tell you, I will warn, well, all Portsmouth people, because it's going to be Portsmouth people that do it. I'm just asking cold to come down to just kick the Monday off. And then what day is it today? Is it Monday today? So yeah, so Napa, come down today, the walk. With the walk, I want to kick the Walk for Justice back up. I think I've lost the Walk for Justice website. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't get a chance to check these emails. It's in a complete different file, because everything doesn't come through my normal systems, and I haven't got all my different files. I'm used to running where when you go into my Gmail, Amber, you're really going to have to learn how to fucking, you know, properly systematic, like PA mind. That means like funnels and fines and, you know, Mr. So-and-so, this is for the Department of Education, this is legal, this is doodah. I mean, my email account has turned into a fucking manic nightmare, where it used to be, I could literally go into it and I knew whether it was coaching, health, wealth, relationships, bank stuff, personal stuff. It was all filed. It was files. Come on, like files. You got to imagine that you're walking into a fucking. Imagine walking around with Richard Branson, Alan Sugar, and Tony Robbins and all that all fucking day, and you've got to make sure that you keep them on point everywhere that they've got to be. Imagine doing it for football. Imagine doing it for an actress, imagine doing it for a politician, imagine doing it for the headmaster of school, imagine doing it for the doctor at the hospital, imagine doing it for whatever. You got to imagine, it's like secretary, do you know what I mean? You are the person, but there is no director of a company without a great team, and it's as simple as that. So you have to come to the standard of what it would be like to run BT or run Parliament, or Step Up Britain is about the entire fucking Britain. So therefore you have to imagine there is a coordinator and manager for every fucking city council. Look at how many MPs there are, what areas there are. There should be a coordinator for every single one of them, you know, manager for every single one of them. You know, this is shit. I can't work like this. This is manic. I need to be I need to be working. It's mental. Lives are dying in the time that this shit gets together. Do you understand this? When I say take direct action, I mean it. So I've got to ask again. Hold the adoption drive during October, at the same time that we have the adoption apology. We have to take direct action. You can't miss this out. If you do this, missing it out, do you know how many more children are going to be taken? Do you know how many more babies are going to have their lives wrecked? Do you know how many more little 4-year-olds are going to be going off like Josie? Do you know how many of them are sitting for the rest of their lives? You're not talking about trauma that you fall over, cut your fucking knee, it heals and you get up. You're talking every fucking Christmas, every fucking birthday. Who do you fucking bastards think you are that you can't get your shit together for the sake of someone shoving their cock up your child's ass? You don't want to take direct action when somebody wants to take direct action, shoving their cock up your child's ass? Get a grip now. Fuck off. I've had enough. Seriously, get a fucking grip. This is your kids.